With 23 Xbox game studios working on exclusive first-party content, the Xbox game pipeline has never been more exciting. About 9 months ago, Xbox launched the Xbox Series consoles in the middle of a pandemic, which meant a lot of the launch window games had to be delayed, and because of that, the exclusive content has been scarce. But the Xbox has no game story ends in only a few days. Starting on July 27th, there will be a wave of exclusives and third-party games coming monthly to the Xbox ecosystem and Game Pass. They already have announced 22 AAA first-party games coming, not included any second or third-party deals. And so the wait for the exclusive Xbox games ends now. But there's more than games coming. Microsoft is working on new features, new technologies for the console, even more value for Game Pass, more back compat games, and yes, more studio acquisitions. And in today's video we discuss all of this and why this July the generation of Xbox is about to start. Hello gamers from around the world, this is Archimedes, the video game enthusiast from Germany, with a discussion-inspiring video on why this console generation will be Xbox's biggest generation yet and why the generation of Xbox is starting this July. But first I want to say something. This video is a premiere. It's the first video I edit on my brand new PC that I built primarily to get better quality footage up on my channel, and without your ongoing support I wouldn't have been able to make that investment. So thank you, and now treat yourself and set your player to 4K 60 FPS to get the best audio-visual experience. And while you are at it, please consider to hit the like and subscribe button and maybe even turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content. This continued support does help a lot and I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, but now let's focus on Xbox and their biggest generation that has only just begun. And I know a lot of Xbox fans think back to the 360 days as the glory days of Xbox, while the Xbox One generation was troubled with a rough launch and, let's be frank here, a lack of first-party exclusive content. But the upcoming generation of Xbox is going to be even bigger than the 360 days, and not just content-wise, but also with technologies, accessibility and more value to the customer than ever before. But let's start with the game content. In 2018, 2019 and 2020, Microsoft acquired 18 different studios, and now the Xbox first-party roster is filled with 23 Xbox studios in total that have plus minus 35 games in the making, and 22 of those AAA first-party exclusives are already announced. But when the Xbox Series X and S launched in November 2020, games like Halo Infinite have not been there at launch of the console. But now in July 2021, the lack of exclusive content is about to end, and going forward Xbox will release every month exclusive content into their ecosystem, and all those games will be in Game Pass. So it's time again to bring out Archimedes' Xbox/Game Pass timeline to have a look on what is coming. The Microsoft Flight Simulator will kick off this continuous stream of games coming to the Xbox ecosystem on July 27th. With its photorealistic visuals and the Azure cloud technology powering this game, it's a true next-gen showcase. The Ascent will only launch 2 days later on July 29th exclusively into the Xbox ecosystem. This is a Diablo-like twin-stick looter shooter, and fans of this genre have definitely something to look forward to. Hades, the award-winning roguelike indie game, is coming out day one into Game Pass on August 13th. Psychonauts 2, an action platformer/action adventure from Double Fine, is coming on August 25th to the entire Xbox ecosystem. On October 12th, Back 4 Blood is coming. This spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead is a multi-platform game, but it is day one in Game Pass. Age of Empires 4 is launching on October 28th on PC, and on November 9th, Forza Horizon 5 is coming to the entire Xbox ecosystem. And then we have two other major games confirmed as exclusives coming this year, and that is of course Halo Infinite, Xbox's biggest franchise, and Crossfire X, a military shooter where Remedy is making a single-player campaign for. Those two titles have yet to get a release date, so all those games now will be coming day one into Game Pass, and subscribers can play them at no additional cost. But that's not all. Of course there are other major third-party games launching this year. The Diablo 2 remake is coming on September 23rd, Far Cry 6 from Ubisoft is coming on October 7th, the new Battlefield 2042 is coming on October 22nd, 2nd, and Dying Light 2 will close off the year on December 7th. Those big AAA third-party games are not exclusives, but they are associated with Xbox because Microsoft has the marketing rights for those games. In addition to that, we know about the standard games like the new Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, etc. coming this year. We also know about a bunch of smaller AA games that don't have a release date yet, but will launch this year day one into Game Pass, and I'm thinking here of course about games like Chorus, a really good looking space shooter from Deep Silver, or the gross looking horror game Scorn, or the highly anticipated indie game The Gunk. So there is really no shortage of games coming, and my personal thought is just how can I play them all? But besides bringing this ton of games to the Xbox platform, Microsoft is constantly looking at increasing the value of investing into the Xbox ecosystem. And one of their main strategies is to bring more games day and date into Game Pass. We have seen this earlier this year with high budget games like Outriders or MLB The Show, and we know that Xbox is working constantly on Game Pass day and date deals with third-party developers and publishers. And this is definitely one of their big strategies going forward this generation, to bring major releases day and date into Game Pass. For this year there are some candidates like Dying Light 2, Far Cry 6, Battlefield, or even the Diablo 2 remake. And even though nothing has been officially announced yet, I would be highly surprised if we wouldn't see another big AAA game coming day one into Game Pass this year. MLB The Show and Outriders have shown that launching a AAA game day one into Game Pass can be healthy for the game, and the only reason why we haven't heard any announcements yet is that those kind of announcements are made closer to launch of the actual game to keep up the hype and excitement of a game coming day one into Game Pass. But the continuous stream of first-party games coming from the Xbox Game Studios and Game Pass are not the only things why Xbox gamers can be excited in the next couple of months. Microsoft has released the most powerful console ever built. Even compared to the PC space, this console is a beast for its price point. And to power this hardware, Xbox is bringing a lot of new software technologies for game developers to make the most immersive games ever. Over the last weeks and months, we already have heard a lot about AMD's FidelityFX SuperResolution. We have also seen for the first time mesh shaders in action. Admittedly not running on an Xbox console, but we know that those are implemented in the Xbox Series consoles. In case you are interested, I have a dedicated video on those technologies that is linked in the description down below. Besides that, Microsoft has heavily worked on their development kits and tool sets for game developers. This was one of the critique points when the Xbox Series consoles launched. Tools for the developers were not ready to take advantage of the new hardware, but just like game development, the development of software tools was affected by the pandemic, and we have already seen over the last months that these tools have improved significantly, and developers can now really start to leverage things like the velocity architecture, variable rate shading, sampler feedback streaming, and so on. And we know that Microsoft is heavily investing in the development of direct machine learning, which will allow developers to use an AI for better visual quality, better simulation of physics, better AI, etc. But let's talk about another thing that is generation defining for the Xbox ecosystem, and that is the improvement of their already very good backward compatibility program. Never has a console been better at backward compatibility than the Xbox Series X and S. We can play games from all Xbox generations, 20 years of Xbox game history, and not only can we play them, they look and run better than ever before. Things like increased anisotropic filtering, auto HDR, and the frame rate boost allows Xbox gamers to experience their legacy games better than ever before. And Xbox is not done with that backward compatibility program. They are constantly adding new games to the catalog of FPS boost, they will bring more games to the back compat catalog, and they are looking into ways to even further improve the audio-visual quality of back compat games. But besides that, Microsoft is bringing features like quick resume, automated cloud save files, and smart delivery to the table. These features were touted as marketing phrases when they were announced, but now, 9 months into the generation, it really shows that Microsoft has invested a lot to make gaming on the Xbox consoles more convenient than ever, and things like smart delivery are truly providing value to Xbox gamers. And Microsoft is constantly bringing updates to those features and is working on other platform improving features that are coming over the next months, like for instance improved capture capabilities. And if the continuous stream of games coming from the Xbox Game Studios, Game Pass, the most powerful console hardware ever released, new software technologies, and incredible features like back compat or smart delivery are not enough to get you excited for the generation of Xbox, there is more content coming, because Microsoft is not done with studio acquisitions. Microsoft's CEO Satya Nadella and other Xbox executives have already said that they are going to look into future acquisitions, and the rumor mill is spinning wildly these days. Many gamers expected the announcement of studio acquisitions during E3, but obviously that didn't happen because that event was for Xbox and Bethesda. A lot of insiders have recently teased that they heard about talks of NetherRealm and TT Games being acquired, and even if those are not the studios that Microsoft is going to purchase, we can expect the announcement of studio acquisitions probably really soon, because acquisition announcements are usually made at the end or the beginning of the fiscal year, and that is in Microsoft's case right now. But with that, I want to wrap it up. The Xbox has no games narrative will end on July 27th once and for all, and going forward there will be more games and content coming to the Xbox ecosystem and Game Pass than we can possibly play. They have also invested a lot in smart development tools, in features like quick resume, smart delivery, back compat, etc. that make the gaming experience in the Xbox ecosystem more convenient than ever before. They are looking into new studio acquisitions to make even more Xbox exclusive first party content. And all these things are not coming down the line. The wait is over. The most exciting Xbox generation ever is starting now, with more games and value for gamers than ever before. And I don't know about you, but I'm more excited for the future of Xbox than I have ever been. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can now become a channel member and get early access to my videos and custom-made badges and emojis. And let me thank those who are already members. I'm truly humbled by your support. But now, let me know in the comments down below. Are you excited for the future of Xbox? Which games are you looking forward to the most? And besides here on YouTube, you can also hit me up on Twitter, where I share a lot of opinions and gaming discussions. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I see you the next time, and game on!